Hello and welcome to Adobe Live. I'm so happy you're here today. Feel free to say hello in the chat. Andy and I have that up. So say hi, say where you're tuning in from, and let us know if you have any questions. But hi, I'm Jordan Tanae Ellis. If we haven't met yet, I work on Adobe Express. And I'm here as always with my co-host Andy Lambert, who also works on Adobe Express. Hi, Andy.
Hey, Jordan. Good to see you.
It's almost like that's what the stream is, talking about Express.
Kind of, yeah. You get that inclination.
Yeah, let's do a little bit of a real intro. Go ahead.
Oh, you're handing to me first.
Yeah.
What a privilege. Hi, Mandy. Hi, Mandy. I can't even speak. Hello, I'm Andy. Let me try that again. Yeah, I work on Adobe Express as a senior product manager. My journey into Adobe has been an interesting one. 7 or 8 years ago, I forget now, was the co-founder of a company called ContentCal, which is a social media management product. So that was a social media software that, as you'd like to think, that we grew it through social media marketing and grew it to be one of the fastest growing tools in the market. And then it got acquired by Adobe in 2021, which is where I now work. So spent the last 10 years of my career nerding out on social media, talk about social media strategy, and now get to build fun social media stuff at scale, working on Adobe Express, and we're going to be building some fun stuff today. So that's me. Jordan, what about you?
Yeah, and also I'll say you, if you can't tell from your accent, you are in the UK, as is Froggish in chat. And we also have someone from Brooklyn, where I used to live, and folks tuning in from all over the place. But I'm actually in Boise right now. I've been in like every time zone this week, so part of our
been a busy time for you.
Yeah, if we sound a little crazy today, Andy and I are doing a whole lot. But I've been at Adobe for the past 3 years, and before that, I ran my own small business, screen printing nerdy t-shirts and selling them at Comic-Cons, which I still love going to those in all the free time that I have. So yeah, I definitely have experience with a little bit of making things up as you go, and definitely trying to market yourself without a big budget. So that is my background, and I'm excited to talk about some things that we love making in Adobe Express today, focusing on video. So
Exactly.
if you follow Andy and I in our streams here on Adobe Live, we talk a lot about, social media, online marketing. We've tapped into video and tapped into some of our favorite templates, and we're going to deep dive on video today. I'll let you do the one slide we have because I don't know what this means. And I'm ready to
Well, let me explain it. So because it's me, and if you've seen any of our streams before, I can't resist some nerdy data, because that's basically what's captivated me for the last 10 years of building social media products. I love me a bit of data, but we've only got this one data point to share with you today. So rest assured, it's going to be all about creativity today. But the reason I want to share this is because it sets and frames the context for today's session, because today is all about social video. And social video, as we know, and I don't need to tell you how it's exploding right now, but I think this data really starts bringing it to life. And this relates to how long people spend on each of these platforms and how that's grown over the last 4 years, 3 years rather, and how much of that time is spent consuming video. For example, let me give you some stats at like a high level. On Facebook, 60% of all of the content that's consumed on Facebook is video. 60% is absolutely massive. So that's only going to grow too. So as you can see, the time spent watching social video is increasing continually. And this is a daily watch time. Unsurprisingly, as we've shared before, we do these roundups like every single month where we encapsulate everything that's happening in the world of social. We talk about trends, data points, new features. We do that every month. If you haven't tuned in before, definitely check out our next one that we'll be doing. But we always talk about how things are shifting, how trends are evolving. That video trend has continued to grow. Interestingly, the only platform you'll see that's dropped marginally is YouTube. It's still absolutely massive, but actually some of that video consumption is shifting to other platforms, most notably TikTok and Instagram, where a lot of that growth is. One platform, the final thing I'll say on this, one platform that's kind of conspicuous by its absence on this data point is LinkedIn. LinkedIn video consumption is going off the chart right now. Over the last year alone, it's grown 45%. And just like Facebook, They're also going to be rolling out a dedicated video only feed. So very soon, your LinkedIn experience is going to look not so dissimilar to TikTok. You can already see that as a bit of a kind of hack to see that. If you click on a video when you're using LinkedIn on your mobile, if you use that platform, if you're streaming this on LinkedIn, you probably do. So if you're on mobile and you click a video, that will take you in the dedicated video feed. And very soon, you're actually going to have that as like the central experience on the LinkedIn mobile app, it seems. So that's only going to result in more people consuming video. Anyway, before I carry on wittering, Jordan, any takes on this?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned LinkedIn video. We love LinkedIn. Hello to our friends and watching on LinkedIn right now. And I feel like I've said this before. So we've been doing this for a while. I used to be pretty bummed about this, honestly, because I'm really good at photos. Like that's my sweet spot. When Instagram came out, I was like, all right, this platform is for me. And video is harder for me. So it's definitely taking me longer to figure out how to do this in a way that actually works for me. Like spending 20 hours on one social media post does not work for me. Or, having to like brainstorm or like write out scripts. And all of that just felt a little more daunting. But I do feel like, I don't know if it's me learning, I don't know if it's the tools like we'll show today, but I feel like video is getting a little bit easier. And so I'm less bummed that it's taking over. And I absolutely understand why, because watching video is so like, I don't know if addicting is the right word, but like I was scrolling. I never look at Facebook videos. And last night I just went down a rabbit hole watching them for probably an hour. So I understand how I understand why this happens.
Exactly. And I think it's really interesting that the title of the report that this comes from, it's the race to replace TV, and like consumption behaviors are shifting away from watching TV. Yes, we still consume lots of Netflix, no doubt about that, but increasingly our time is being spent on social watching video. And why that's important for the context of today, so that's enough data for today. It's important for today because Jordan and I are going to show like 3 use cases for how you can create video projects in Express that is designed to, one, be evergreen. And what we mean by that is it's a format that you can use again and again, which again, to your point, Jordan, kind of lowers the barrier to creating content when we can kind of create a concept that's reusable. So we're going to talk about that. So we're going to talk about how do we create social content that's evergreen, that's easy to produce, quick to produce, yet really effective. And we'll also talk about effectiveness because it's nice because we use the products that we work on here. So, and we'll show you like the posting schedule that I work on in particular and the content that I work on too, that I use Express for. And I can also show you the results that I'm driving through social video too. Hopefully that kind of gives you some inspiration and lowers the barrier to entry, especially if anyone's feeling like you've just described yourself, Jordan, like not too sure about video, I'm a little bit more nervous about it and being on camera, and the kind of it requires a little bit more courage, it's fair to say, and there's an element of fear in it. But if we can help kind of reduce that, help everyone drop their shoulders a little bit and go, actually, this is easier than I thought. And that's our ambition today, right, Jordan?
Yeah, and I'm really excited about the first video we're showing because I think it's one of the easiest that you can possibly do. So with that, while I get into my project, James asked if there's a graphic showing the LinkedIn growth, and you would certainly have that instead of me. So I don't know if you have one or not.
I will head to the chat and I will post a link there to that data point.
Perfect.
Great question.
So we're in Express. That was an Express project. And this is the homepage. If you haven't seen it yet, just go to express.adobe.com. If you already have an Adobe ID, you can log in there, or you can play around with a free account. So talking about video today, one of my favorite things to do in Express is look at our templates, because I don't have a design background. I'm not always really up on like what's happening in the world of design. And so seeing what our design team puts out into templates is great for me. So my project that I'm making today is a day in the life video, which I personally think is one of the easiest. It definitely takes a little bit of time, but I think it's one of the like least intimidating types of videos. So I'm gonna search for day in the life here in Express. And as I'm searching, I'll get results for all across everything in Express. So I want to go to templates. And there are a few different options across the top here. So this is giving me all the day in the life stuff, as I can see by scrolling. These are really cute. Again, I love looking into these just to kind of see what's trending. I can already see like there are a lot of these kind of like single person with background removed, and like kind of get some ideas of what is what's cool. But I know for this, I want to make a video. And so I can search even further in this filter by section. So I have animated templates, multiple page templates, and video templates, which is also great if I know I want to make a carousel or I know I want something with animation. Even though it's easy to just animate things, I'll go into video templates. So that's just, if you forget about the filter option, which I often do, that's a great way. So you just like get exactly what you're looking for. And so again, the thing about templates that's so great is that I can kind of decide like what type of post that I want to make. And I'll tend to look at the templates first so that I can take the video content that I'm looking for. So again, there are tons here. I actually have been favoriting some to make it easier. So if you head into your stuff, there's a new favorites, which is great. I have some design assets favorited. And then if I view all of my templates, these are the templates that I've favorited so far. And you can see like, obviously these are kind of similar. I'm in a certain mood right now. There's a lot of collage-y stuff. And this is just kind of what I'm interested in. By hovering over, you can see a little preview of the video. So I've used this one before, I think in an Adobe Live, making like a little vlog. Something like this is really cute. Shout out to one of our coworkers, Kelsey Slay, who you may recognize from other Adobe Lives, but she keeps me like young and cool and told me about these kind of 3-layer like day in the life videos. It sent me some inspo on TikTok and Instagram. So I was looking through our templates and these two felt the closest, but this one is like not perfectly what I'm looking for, but close to. So I want to customize this template and make something that's like, yeah, like 3 little clips of my day. I went to New York for work last week, and so I took some video while I was there. But just to play the template, you can see this is where we're starting with. It's not perfect, so I want to make some adjustments before I start customizing it. First of all,
before you get into it, just to answer Roland's question, really interesting bit of feedback, and I love getting like product feedback on these lives as well.
Please keep it coming.
Yeah, it's very, very, very useful. So yeah, because we'll be listening to them all. But your question about like a prompt like search filter might be an interesting idea. I think that was when Jordan was showing like the explore page and getting inspiration from templates. So a couple of things to think about that. So one, that explore page is great when you don't quite know what you want and you're just like embracing spontaneity, where we just want to go, okay, let's have a look. And because I don't quite know what I want, the explore page is great for that. However, when you have it in your mind's eye, when you know what you want, so whilst, yeah, I agree, there's more we could do here. One thing that could be useful for you, because I noticed the word prompt that you've used, Express also has a GPT too. So if you go to the GPT store on ChatGPT, so use any of these free GPTs, you'll find Adobe Express. And that's where you can start interacting with these templates in a chat-like interface too. So that could be quite a smart way of getting those templates and working with them there if you prefer that kind of chat style of interface. Just a thought, Roland, but notwithstanding that, your suggestion is a good one. Anyway, Jordan, sorry, back to you.
Yeah, no. Please keep the Express feedback coming also, because we love it. And Andy and I both work with our product teams very closely, and we love hearing what you all want. So yeah, like I said, I had this idea in mind of this kind of triple like different clips throughout my day. So I shot a bunch of footage in New York and I have that already. But I need to tweak this template a little bit before I add that to make it what I want. So first of all, this is super cute. To add, if anyone hasn't used this yet, before I jump right in, the way that video templates work, like our other Express templates, is you just click on things and you get all of your editing options. And I can also see the layers over here on the right. So I can see that like the text is at the top and my video clips are at the bottom. And then down here along the bottom, I have the timeline. So because I already have my video clips ready, I know that they are 12 seconds long and I want to extend my project closer to that so that I have the length of my video clips as the length of my timeline. So I can just drag that, make that as long as I want, and I can edit each of the clips as I click on them. All of the editing options are over here on the left. So for all of these, I actually want the volume down because I'm going to add an audio clip along the bottom. And I noticed in the template, this is something that's interesting about using templates. You kind of have to like orient yourself to what's going on. So I don't know what the original video is like, but the speed is at 50%. And because I already have my clips ready to go and I know I want them at like standard speed, I'm going to change that to 100. But you have speed options here. So if you want to speed up, which is always really cute, or slow down for this is sort of a, this template is a little dramatic, I think. So it's a little slower. And it's also in black and white, which I don't want. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the contrast back to 0 instead of fully desaturated. And I'll do the same thing quickly with these other two. And it looks like I have it. Yeah, perfect. Okay. And this one as well is already at 100. So just getting these clips ready. I've also like the text, as we can see, kind of comes in and all of the clips like animate in. I want to get rid of that and I just want one text line in the middle. So I'm going to delete this bottom line of text, bring this to the front, change it to a day in the life. In my life, actually. Let's do that. Resize it a little bit. And all of our options are over here. So I already have like a kind of handwritten font, which feels a little better for me. And as I scroll down, I can see the animations. So this is set to slide in. I want to go ahead and get rid of that slide in animation and have it do kind of like a little wiggle instead, because I think that's cute. And clicking into these, I can also see my further options for animation. So I'll like slow it down a little bit, maybe. No, that's a little too crazy. I'll slow everything down. I like subtle animations, and I think that's nice and cute. I'll make this a little, I know Kelsey was telling me that it's like very aesthetic to have the text small in the middle, but just for the sake of the stream so you can see it a little better. Okay, so now I have my clip sliding in, I have my text in the center, and now I will replace these video clips. So again, this is super easy. Express makes this very easy. So I'll replace, I have the option to replace with the stock video that's built into Express. So especially if you want something like you don't necessarily have the video you want, you can always search here. If I wanted, for example, like a background of like trees or the ocean or the beach for something like this, like maybe I only have video clips for one of these, I could replace it with stock video, but I have video from my own device here. So this is me getting ready throughout New York. I'll go ahead and replace these 3 videos that I already took and edited. So
makes life so much easier.
Also making you not all have to watch me painstakingly edit out all the terrible parts of my clips on this live. So these are pre-edited. And the last thing that I want to change is there's like a space in between my videos here. That's fine. I just don't really want that. So I'm going to increase the size of these and recenter them so that, and again, this is, I love how easy this is. This is the kind of thing that I'm not an expert video editor. So doing things like even just arranging 3 videos in one screen is not something that's very easy for me to do. Oh, and this is interesting. The reason that it's black as we're starting is because all of my video clips are animating in. And because I want them to just be there as I'm starting, I'm going to remove the slide in animations on these videos. Let's see. So the way that I shot video throughout the week, which is why I was saying like this is one of my favorites, is it's a lot of just B-roll. Like it's us at dinner, it's us. Oops. If you have any black at the end, like you may have cut it out a little bit. You can always just shrink your video. But the types of clips I have here are like us eating ramen for dinner, us walking along the street. These are the types of video that for me are super easy to take, like just being on the subway, walking through New York. It doesn't feel as intimidating as like sitting in front of a camera, staring at your camera, like having to come up with a script or something to say. These are just the kinds of things that I like shot throughout the day. And one thing that I really love about this type of video is that I take mostly vertical video because as we know, Instagram and TikTok are like, they're built for vertical video. And so all my horizontal clips, I was like, man, what do I do with these? So this is kind of a fun way to be able to use horizontal video in a vertical format. And just to add a couple last things, I want to add like a little bit extra with animation. So if I go into elements, we have all types of cute things here. I really like our little stars. These are favorites of mine. This yellow isn't really working. So if we're using shapes in Adobe Express, you can change the color and you can do this little hack if you're using any other type of element where you can duotone it into whatever shape you want. And then I can duplicate this, have it over here as well. We have different options to like flip them around too if we want. And then I'll animate these little stars to just kind of, maybe we'll do like a jitter. There are some really cute little animation options that I think are adorable. I could have done them both at the same time. Yeah.
Animating. Couple of questions actually. So
yeah.
One person in the chat suggests that make sure you're exporting as MP4 if you want animations. Although just to call that out, as soon as you have any video in your project, it will be or any animation at all, the default. If you just click on download just for a second, for me, please, Jordan.
Yes.
Yeah, we won't download it yet, but it will default to MP4 if you do have any form of moving imagery, whether it's animation or whether it's video. So that should be covered by kind of default behavior. Roland, another really good question, suggesting or asking, are these videos free to use for commercial purposes? What are their resolutions? So the one that Jordan's working with is, that's your own proprietary content, so that's fine. But the stock content that you were referring to, yes, it is free to use for commercial reasons. And the resolution, I believe, is all 4K. But
I have no idea. I can't answer that. I can't answer that. Sorry, I wish I knew.
I believe it to be all 4K. So you'll see it's pretty high quality. So yeah, go ahead and check them out. And most importantly, yes, that's the thing that's kind of mind-blowing about Express, like the range of stock video content that you can work with for like a $10 a month, well under that, but around $10 a month subscription is pretty wild.
And that's actually when I was kind of deciding if this was a template that I wanted to use, the first thing I did was replace these with like New York stock video just to kind of see what it would look like and give myself an idea. So I saw this one and then I was like, oh, I want to take my own like taxi on the street video. So you can use it even as a placeholder before you go replace it with your own content, or you can use it, like Andy said, you can just use it in your projects because it's all set up and ready to be used and already licensed for you to use in your Express projects. So my very last thing, as we see down here, I can add some audio, and this is a very silent video because I turned the audio off in all of my clips because it was just random noises around New York. So this again is really easy to do in Adobe Express because I don't have any like audio. I don't make my own music. And so getting something that is able to be used across social platforms is like, it used to be kind of tough for me. I didn't do a lot of it. And so like photos and video, Adobe Express is integrated with Adobe Stock to give you options that are already licensed for your project. So you can search by anything. I'm searching by lo-fi because that's like a fun vibe for videos like this. And you can preview. You can also favorite these, which is so nice. I'm going to do that actually because I know I love this one. Can you hear that? Is it coming through?
It's not, no.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I was sharing my audio. So I'm just going to click on this and add it to my project. I think my sharing is wrong. Sorry, friends, but it's added to my project, as you can see on the bottom here. And so now I have replaced the template with all of my own video clips, changed the text to be more of like a handwritten style, added these little animated stars, and added some audio so we can see all together. And this, I mean, we've been on for 20-ish minutes. So this is something that I obviously clipped the videos ahead of time, but this is something that is really, really easy to do. And then from here, should we show scheduling now, or did you want to show that?
Yeah, let's show that.
Okay.
Because yeah, to that point earlier about like make sure you export it as MP4 if you want to post to Instagram. In fact, you can post to Instagram without having to export it at all, can't you, Jordan?
You sure can. So we already showed the download options. You have 3 different video resolution sizes, and you can download it as flat. For this, it makes even less sense. But if you have something animated and then you want to just download the static graphic, you can. However, if we go to share, then we have all types of options here. I could save this as a template. So like I said, I tweaked some of the original template. And if I know I want to make maybe another one of these in a month on my next trip, I could save it as a template. So all of those tweaks are already there and then just replace the video, or I could share it with Andy so that he can make his own and tweak it as he wants. And I can also schedule my post. I haven't logged into Scheduler in a minute, so we'll see how many of my my accounts need to be re-added. But so it's uploading my video right now. Okay. Looks like I'm doing all right. And I want this. Let's see. Let's post it on Instagram. Let's post it on TikTok. And let's post it on Facebook maybe. So I want this as a reel. This is letting me know that because of the format, a reel is better. I don't have a caption here, so I'm gonna write a day, let's see, in my life in New York City, and generate a new caption. So this is one of my favorite things, especially for a day in the life. I'm gonna want to tweak this because it just made up what my day is, which this isn't totally accurate, but I like the way that this is set up. I like the way that it gives me some emojis. So if I insert it, then I can like, City That Never Sleeps, that's funny. I can change the hashtags if I want. I can go through, like, I didn't go to Spark, so I'll just cut this, and then I could add in my own details of what I did. I'm not going to do that now, but I really, really like the caption generator for just getting, again, similar to templates in Express. It's so much easier for me to edit something that already exists than like start something fresh. So I love that. And then I can preview what it looks like on all the different platforms, which is always nice to see. Like, because I centered this, I can see that, the play button is right in the middle of my text. So maybe I want to move that. Maybe I'm okay with that. And I'll save this as a draft. I will post this. I'm just going to actually edit the caption here. And if I want to schedule it, I can have it go out, let's say like tomorrow, add it as a draft. So this is a great way to, again, post your video to multiple platforms all at once with like saving yourself the step of downloading it, having to download it and then post it everywhere. If I wanted to tag my coworkers, I could. If I want to move it around, like maybe post all of these over the weekend or post them on different days, and I can always go back in and edit them individually. And that is start to finish in half an hour, how to make a day in the life video. And that the template I started with is just available in Express. I searched vlog, I think. Ping me if you want this template. I'm happy to share it with you. Is there anything I missed, Andy?
Nope, you nailed it.
Okay, perfect. Cool.
Oh.
Well, we're going to switch and Andy's going to show a video and then we're going to try making one at the same time live. We're going to see how that goes.
Exactly. Let's see how we're feeling. Let's see if we're feeling brave after this.
We'll try.
Cool. So hopefully you can see my screen, Jordan. You got that? Yeah. Amazing. Yes. Alrighty. So cool. So I'm going to start where Jordan left off. So starting from the calendar. As you can see, both Jordan and I have heavy users of our own product, which is always good to see. Now, every Tuesday, I like to post a roundup, which is like a summary of everything that's happening in the world of social. It's like, again, to Jordan's point with that day in the life post, it's an evergreen type of content. There's always something happening in the world of social media. So there's always something for us to create and report on. It's been a content format I've been doing solidly every single week for 8 years. So
amazing.
Yeah, I'm that much of a loser. Anyway.
No, it's great.
But yeah, and it's naturally helped kind of gather a bit of a following around it. That's one good thing about consistency and thinking about your content through what I describe as an episodic lens. Every Tuesday, do a similar kind of thing, whatever's kind of repeatable. Anyway, that's why I love the calendar, because it helps you organize, get everything straight in your mind. So even if you're not kind of scheduling stuff here, I've got like next week, here's the kind of stuff that I'm going to be posting. So it takes out all of the cognitive load of like, what am I going to post next week? We already know this. Right then, so I've done a quick shortcut, but I'm going to show you the shortcut that I did. So I've started with a simple face to camera video of me talking through the 4 social media updates everyone needs to know for this week. And then what I simply did was take the video that I just shot on my phone, so nothing crazy, and then use the caption video. What we call this is a quick action. So here we are in Express. I always find these toggles really useful because naturally if you're making a video project, all of your video quick actions are nested here, which is always real useful. So I'm making a video, all of my video kind of quick actions, whether it's trimming or resizing, converting to a GIF, caption video, all of those quick tasks you need related to video, you'll just find under the video section here. So I've clicked caption video, I've uploaded it, and then the net result is this. Naturally, you can change the style of captions. So here's a face-to-camera video of me talking through what's happening in the world of social. Right.
There are, I think, I don't remember the exact number, like 12 or so different video caption, like default styles, and then you can go in and like further edit the color and stuff. So it's a pretty solid like list of, or array of different options. You can really make it feel on brand for you, which is nice.
Absolutely right. Yeah, and there's going to be more coming too, which is always good. Now, I didn't do a very good job at centering myself on this because I think the camera was a little too low. So I'm going to reorganize that and give it a bit of edging there. Now it gives a bit more space for the caption at the bottom. So I'm just going to move that up. And similar to what Jordan said, because I've just literally shot this with my iPhone, which is not a particularly good iPhone either, I'm going to use the magic of some adjustments just to improve it a little bit, like a little bit more contrast, brightness up a little notch. and I'm going to sharpen it a bit.
This is a really nice way to like save video that isn't quite what you need it to be. And
100%.
I think we've already said this on the stream, but neither Andy nor I are video experts by any stretch. So the fact that we can figure this out is nice. So it really is, it's a limited amount of options in a way that's kind of nice. So you know exactly what you can do, and then it makes it a lot easier to do what you need.
Exactly that. So cool. So that looks all good. We've got our captions in. The kind of black space at the bottom makes it look a little bit better, but I need to do some more stuff to it first. So we need to bring in some elements to this because, you know, it's a bit boring when you just hear me droning on about social media. We need to bring it to life with some media. So what we can do is upload from device, and we want to add some components into this. So let's go ahead and find some elements, because this is the stuff that I'm talking about here. Open these. Cool. So now we've got a bunch of things on our timeline here.
You always have so many like graphics and the slides and like I don't know how you have all this stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah,
I have nothing. I don't have anything like this.
So this is where like this show layer timing toggle is your friend here, because now, and I've got these little timing dots each time I'm clicking on something, so I know where that other component is. So I know when each of these elements comes in. Now I need to move them about in the timeline. So let's go here. Let's make that a little bit smaller. Give that some space here. Now that one needs to come in about there, between there and there. So now we can kind of click on our timeline and see we've got some nice spacing. We hover over it, we can see what elements are coming up. So now we've got a much more dynamic video.
Andy, real quick, we have a question from Roland. Is there a way to preview while you're creating the like graphics overlay from a social media platform? You can kind of cheat it by going into the scheduler, which I showed before, and then even if your video isn't done, you can see that. I believe we also have some add-ons that do that. Okay, great.
We do. Roland, I like your questions very much.
Yeah, please come back for our next video.
Yeah. So I think the first thing I'll say is that I think we've got still a way to go to improve this. I would love to see like a little toggle where we could see a real life version, so we could see the safe zones. We are thinking about that as a team, so absolutely love your thinking on that, Roland. So in answer to your question, because you're absolutely right, Jordan, you could just hit the share button, but you've kind of gone a little bit too far down the track at that point.
That's a few steps away.
Yeah, exactly. So add-ons lives on the left-hand side. Add-ons is like it's hidden gems everywhere in add-ons. There's some incredible stuff here. So for example, there's things that all like let's call out attention insight, because I always call out this one just whilst we're talking about it. This gives you an idea of where people's attention will be on this design and where people's focus will be. So using kind of predictive analytics, very, very smart. Then we've also got social preview. So a social previewer. Cool. So here is probably what you're talking about. So there we go. We've got our social previewer just there, which will give you an idea whilst we're in the moment and working on it, which is pretty cool, to be honest. So it goes some way, I think, Roland, to addressing your question, but that's notwithstanding the point of that. I think like bringing this more integrated into the editing experience is probably something we could do. So thanks again for the brilliant question.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So there's a few other things we can do to make life a bit more interesting here. I'm going to crop that because squares is all a bit boring because they're literally just screenshots of my device. So let's crop that into
just to say, it is amazing how much of a difference it makes to just crop something into a different shape. I always forget that, exactly. Like, and again, I'm not a design pro, and just doing that really makes like a world of difference.
It really does. It really does. So I'm now just moving it in a layer stack just to move it behind. So in the layers, because we want the captions. So you can see how quickly we're just bringing something, a simple face to camera video, which was not shot in the best way. We've leveled up a little bit through some adjustments, put a couple of screenshots, and now we've cropped them too. I won't do the rest of them just because you get the idea. I'm going to also animate these. So I'm going to have these, I think, fading in and out. I will fade it out too. Nice. Just go ahead and adjust that here. Nice. So that's looking
love it.
Yeah, cool. So you get the idea. Starting to look a lot better really quickly. Now we also might want a bit of a front cover to this to lead into the video, which can also act as the thumbnail too. So and we'll talk about thumbnails in a second.
That's a great call. Yeah.
So I've just literally pressed add scene, and I'm gonna sling that right to the front, and I don't want 5 seconds, I want like 2 seconds, something like that, real quick. Now we can add a bunch of stuff into this too, but this is where brand stuff will come into the fore, and here is the kind of like, you know, my social handle that I do stuff under. I'm gonna put that here, and we'll add a bit of copy here, because we need to tell people what this is all about. Social media updates that you need to know. If I could spell, that would be even better. Cool. I always like these text layouts. That can be quite useful. I quite like this dynamic one. So it gives you a few different variations. So I'm gonna,
yeah, that one's great.
Rock and roll with that one. And I'm not going to animate that in because I want that appearing right away. But I am, however, in between these, I'm going to add a transition. And we can choose what we want, like dip to black,
nice.
Push. Yeah, I think, yeah, let's go with dip to black in that one. I'm actually going to move that towards the top. And I'm also going to make sure that if I go to brands here, and here's all our color palettes and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to press apply brand. So this will now just change all of the fonts that we just applied. So the font that we've used, this, and the font for all of the captions that we had, of which we got all of the captions, it's now applied that to the whole of the project.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Feel very on brand now. And I'm just going to add a couple of extra touches because, you know, always works a little bit better when you've got your face in it too. I'm just going to go ahead and add this headshot, remove the background of the headshot real quickly, and I will crop this again. Always like a remove background and a crop, and I'll recenter it slightly, pop my ugly mug down in the bottom here, and I will also, I sometimes like to do this where I duplicate it and pop me again like behind. So here we've got a couple of layers. Why that will look less weird in a second, I promise. And I'm going to use some adjustments. Oh no, I want effects. I
wasn't sure what you were doing, but I hoped it was this.
Yeah, I'm going to use something like that. So you kind of just brings it to life a little bit more. Cool. I'm going to pop that in now. Something else that can be quite useful in add-ons too. I also like this one, brand fetch. If anyone does anything related to other businesses, etc., this is super useful. So if you want like I use Instagram actually.
Wow, there are all kinds of brands in here.
Yeah. If I could spell, that'd be even better. There you go. Use Instagram, and now we can just kind of get our logos and such. So we can then pop these onto our designs, slide them in here, and that way we've just got kind of like, you know, use these logos that we might want to include in our content. Just going to bring it to life a little bit more. Might want to add a couple more. I would add different networks, but just for time. There we go. Now we've got like a thumbnail that acts as the first 2 seconds of the video, hopefully capturing a bit of attention. And to Jordan's point earlier, just go ahead. We're going to share that directly to Insta. And whilst that is busy uploading, I think write a caption, And when that uploads, I'll also have the ability to make sure I can choose the frame that I'm going to use for the thumbnail too. Hence why using like that first kind of couple of seconds as a video and how I added that extra bit at the start also allows us to save that as a thumbnail, which is particularly useful, making sure we're capturing all of the attention that we need to.
And if you created your own thumbnail, you could upload that as well, right? If you made a separate one.
Custom upload thumbnails are not yet available, but we're
sorry,
working on
I don't know why I thought you could.
Oh.
Maybe I was just thinking you can choose your.
Took me down a dead end there, Jordan.
I'm sorry, I thought it was. Maybe I was just thinking that you can choose from in the project.
I love it. I love it. Cool. So
which clip?
That's going to take some time to render. So you've already seen that with Jordan. So let's kind of close that example out.
Yeah, my video is a little shorter.
Yeah, this is 1.5 minutes, so we'll take a minute just to get it sorted, but hopefully that gives you a real nice idea of the kind of things that you can now build really quickly in an evergreen piece of content and then bring it to life with multiple different media and kind of layering on different elements and animating different elements in your timeline here. Now, for the final one, we've probably only got 10 minutes for this, so this will be a little bit of a quicker exercise. It's going to be fast. It's going to be fast, and it's going to be something we've never done before, so this will be fun. Right, what we want to do is show some of the flexibility of Express, and we're going to do that by using both our mobile devices. Jordan and I are both going to work across devices and collaborate together in real time, showing you how flexible Express can be if you're working across devices or with a team. So all of this is happening in real time. We're going to do like a behind the scenes post, but from both Jordan and my perspectives as we're recording this live right now. So we're both going to go on our devices. You got your device at the ready, Jordan?
I do. Right.
Cool. So you're also able to go ahead and start from your own photo or your camera roll. So you can actually, through Express, capture video in the moment. So I haven't recorded anything that I'm going to upload, so I'm literally going to shoot a behind the scenes. I'm going to shoot that really quickly. And that'll do. Right, so there we go. Shot a quick behind the scenes video, which quite possibly be the worst video that's ever been shot of all time, but you'll get the idea. So as that's busy uploading, we're going to see that appear.
Do you do vertical or horizontal?
Good question.
I wasn't paying attention.
I did it vertical because, yeah.
Okay, great. Perfect.
Cool. All right, let's just play that through, make sure that recorded all right. Cool. And we're good. Have you done the same?
Yes.
Cool. Right, I'll wait for a moment for that video to save.
Are you starting the project from your phone or are you starting it from desktop?
I will start it from my phone actually, and I'm going to go share it with you. Cool.
Perfect.
So I am going to invite you directly from this. So what the objective is here is that whilst I'm busy creating this project and we're doing a behind the scenes video, I've captured it on my mobile and I'm going to share it with Jordan. So I'm going to invite you to edit that project. Invitation sent. So hopefully in a moment.
Do you want to open it on screen as well?
I will do it now. So here it is, because now I've just saved it as it comes through. There you go. Told you it's going to be the worst video ever. Cool. So there we go. I'm going to go ahead and edit that out slightly less shaky.
1 second. So the things that we're doing right now are cross-device, obviously being able to open a project from your phone and your computer at the same time, and also live collaboration, because that's one of the super cool things. And genuinely, like, Andy and I both work remotely or mostly remotely. So being able to do stuff like this is something like we actually do all the time. We have put our presentations together at the same time. We're like, we have our deck open and we're both adding things. We have done, well, now we're doing a live stream as well, which is great. And in just 1 second, I'll add my video.
Yeah, so I can see your mouse moving
I'm coming,
around.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
Do you want to add some text or something while I get my
I will
video in
do
here?
actually. Let me pop something in the middle. So I'm gonna go ahead and chuck an element in the middle. I'm gonna go find a square that'll work. Add that in from shapes, and I'm gonna pull that across here. Shimmy that down.
There we go.
Cool. And then I'll add a bit of text over
that.
I
just took over yours. Sorry. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, it's definitely the better looking video. So yeah, we'll go with that. Cool.
Okay, so we both took some really good looking videos in the places that we are, but you can imagine a world where, I think this is really great for things like, this happens to me a lot with events where multiple people have like photos and videos, different places on different phones, on different devices. And so being able to say like, okay, I set up this template, now everyone added in their own videos or everyone added in their own photos instead of like airdrop it to me and then I'll decide which ones you want and then I'll make sure this is what you actually wanted. Like being able to collaborate at the same time is really nice.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure we've actually worked cross-device and collab live at the same time. So it's incredibly powerful when you think you can, across different continents, we can work together pretty much simultaneously. So as you continue to play around with this design, it's pretty incredible that we can like conceptualize together. Yes, this isn't the best content that we'll ever create in our lives, but you get the idea. You can capture inspiration on the go with your mobile device, bring it to life with a colleague. I think that shows like the real power of like real-time collaboration and the power of like working across devices. So yeah, this has worked out better than I thought it was going to be fair, Jordan.
Yeah, it's all, it's always tricky to get things working, but we can play it.
One thing actually that I didn't share already, should have shared that one in whilst I was doing the last one, but when you press add audio, you've now got this the TikTok commercial music library, which is commercially safe for you to use too. So this assistant will allow you to look through trending TikTok tracks if you want to add those to your video too, which can be pretty darn powerful. I can see. Love the hearts.
Adding some hearts in,
amazing.
Just in case you need it.
It's got to be done. So love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's so silly, but this is a nice, like all of these features are a really great way to be able to work in Express for all of your different projects. So just to recap what we've done today while we're tinkering with this, we have done a day in the life, like threefold video from a template. We've done like a talking head captioned video where you add in your own elements. And then we've done a collaborative behind the scenes video. I'm actually kind of curious for folks in the chat. We have a couple minutes left. One, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them. And two, the types of videos that you make, because we would love to keep doing streams based on what you actually would like to see. So let us know the types of videos you make, and if we didn't hit them all, we'll be back with more streams. Roland asked about brand fetch. Is it an add-on to Adobe Express? I can answer that yes. And do you know if it is free or if there is a cost to it? Because some of the add-ons are totally free and some have a fee.
I believe brand fetch is one of them that's totally free, and I think you'll find with most of them they all have a free element to them as well. So most of the time you'll find you're able to work with them anyway, irrespective of whether there's a more advanced paid component. But kind of like most products, you can get some good value for free, and there are some add-ons that you might need to pay for. But for Brand Fetch, to my knowledge, I've been using it for years, haven't paid for it. So
and you'll be able to see in the when you go to add-ons as well, you'll be able to see, like, as you click through things, if they're totally free, if there's are like purchase options, all of that stuff. And Michael's asking, can you export .srt files for caption editing? I don't believe so. I think it's just MP4s, right?
Correct. Not yet, but we do have quite a few requests for that. We've still got some work to do with captions to continue to improve them. Right now, they're a quick action. I don't know. Am I still showing my screen, Jordan?
No, we have 1 minute left, so you're not. Oh, no, yes, you are. Yeah, you're back. Tim's on top of it. Cool.
Oh, amazing. So whilst captions live as a quick action right now under video, but what you will find, however, is soon we're going to be bringing this more into the editing experience, and there will be improvements, cool. Which, yeah, we'll be looking at SRT files too. Good question.
Lovely. Well, if you want to catch Andy or I between streams, I am at Jordan Janae Ellis. Andy is at Andy R. Lambert, and we'll answer as many of your questions as we can until next time. So stay tuned for more videos. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I think that's it. Bye.
That's it. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye-bye.